They may fight on Saturday, but whoever wants to take Floyd Mayweather's place has to go through me. I'm the champ. Now, I'm not talking about myself here. I'm talking about Keith one-time Thurman. And he was talking about a fight regarding Danny Garcia and Robert Guerrero for the vacant WBC title that was once Floyd Mayweather's. Now, Keith one-time Thurman is already assuming the role of king at the 147 division. Can he do so? I don't think so. Great fighter, but he hasn't reached the pinnacle of the sport yet. Now, Keith one-time Thurman and Shawn Showtime Porter will be fighting each other on March 12th for Thurman's WBA title at a yet-to-be-confirmed venue. Now, obviously, the fight was due to take place in December, as we all know. Then the fight was due to take place in January, and then I heard of a March 5th date, but now I'm hearing it will take place in March 12th. I recently heard an interview with Angel Garcia, the trainer and father of Danny Garcia, that both men should not be fighting each other as they're both elite level fighters and should focus about making money and ultimately protecting their records. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I definitely don't believe in that philosophy, as I think that the best should fight the best. Now, Shawn Porter, he fought against our very own Kell Brook in a close fight for the IBF title, which Brook won very close. I thought it could have gone either way. I think Kell done just about enough to nick it. Since then, Porter has fought the likes of Eric Benet and more notably Adrian Broner and looked pretty good in those fights. Obviously, except for the knockdown that he suffered in the 12th round, but he was good to come up and win that fight and get up from a knockdown after so late in the fight. Now, Thurman beat Luis Collazo and Robert Guerrero in 2015, and he also beat Leonard Bundu and Julio Diaz. I think Julio Diaz also fought Shawn Porter, and I think Thurman looked better when he beat Diaz in their fight. Now, we all know what happened with Luis Collazo. He hit Thurman with a great body shot, and it clearly hurt Thurman, as we all know, and body shots are the worst. I boxed for a very short period of time, and I got hit with some body shots, and believe me, those body shots hurt. Now, that looked devastating, but he managed to pull through and win the fight, so fair play to him. Now, I'm hearing a lot of talk about, especially from, Shawn Porter's side, particularly his father, that Thurman has been ducking Shawn Porter. One time Thurman, he called him sometimes Thurman, and I thought that was quite funny. But yeah, his father was saying that Thurman was ducking Porter, but to be honest with you, I don't agree with that. The reason he was saying that is because I think they sparred together in the past, and they shared camp together during their amateur days, and his father was saying that Thurman knows what Porter's capable of, and he doesn't want that fight. But I personally disagree because, things need to happen behind the scenes. It's difficult to make fights these days with the promoters, and a lot goes on. So I think that was the main reason behind it. But now I'm hearing it's actually going to happen, and I'm looking forward to it. It's a very highly anticipated matchup between two A-side fighters. There's no doubt about that, and it's a good fight. Who do I think is going to win? It could go either way. I think Porter lost to Brook because, there was a lot of clinching going on and he wasn't able to adjust to that. And I think Thurman needs to make it awkward for Porter. He needs to box, control the fight on the outside, and he's liable to win if that happens. But Porter is a vicious fighter. He's a tough boxer. And if he is allowed to get in close, then he could do some damage. Either way, both are good boxers, both can fight, and it's likely to be a contest where both men are going to really be going at it. And it's going to be a great fight, and I can't wait to see it. Now, personally, I put my money on Thurman to pull through this one and to win. But you never know. I mean, whatever happens, happens. Can he assume the role of being the king at 147? He's getting there, but he needs to fight more notable opponents. Now, we know he's fought some good fighters, Thurman, but in my opinion, I think the fact that Porter beat Adrian Broner, I think that puts him above Keith Thurman in terms of opposition and the type of fighters he's fought. I think Adrian Broner is a good fighter, contemporary fighter, young fighter, And for Porter to beat him, I think is very good. I think the only reason why Porter didn't get the decision with Brook was because of the clinching, and he made it difficult for him. But I put my money on Thurman in this fight. If you disagree, comment. Let's debate. Let's talk. This is Let's Talk Boxing, signing out. Thanks for listening.